Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Two Peas in a Car once again. My name is Jonathan, and to my left,
Duck the Car Guy.
Absolutely. Welcome back for another episode. What episode is this? 8?
I think it's 8.
Episode 8.
Could be 9. 9's my favorite number.
We're going to have to plan a big one then for number 9. I think this is 8. Last week we talked about best trade-in practices. This week we are going to talk about how to be prepared when you come in to buy a car.
Yep.
Now with the internet age, that's what we're calling on right now. Everything's online.
Yeah.
Fair to say. So, we as car salespeople are seeing more people more and more prepared as far as research on a vehicle, things like that. But there's other things also that you need to be prepared on and bring with you and all that good stuff. What would be your number one thing that you see, Duck?
So, right before I get on that, these are things that are going to help you so you don't spend 3, 4, 5, 6 hours at a car lot.
Oh, yeah.
And because there's nothing worse than going car shopping. Maybe you've already been one place, you didn't like what you saw, but you spent time there. And then when you get to the second place, you find a car you like, you go inside, you run your credit, everything's going good, but then you start hitting these roadblocks that, depending on your situation, you're going to have.
Right.
Not everyone's going to have these things, but if you have them, it just speeds everything up and it benefits you. You're in and out a lot quicker, and that means you're going to have a better car buying experience. So my number one would probably be have your pay stubs, at least your latest or your last 3. Latest, newest pay stub, or last 3. That's a big one. And also car insurance.
That is a big one.
Have that. If you don't have car insurance, you need to let them know up front, because you got to have it before you drive off the lot.
Absolutely.
And I've also ran into struggles where people don't carry it on them. We can't log on to their website, and we have a bunch of roadblocks to get it. And that can take 30 plus minutes
sometimes,
to secure that you do have proof of insurance. So those would be my biggest 2 right there.
Man, I'll tell you what my number one thing is, and I hate dealing with it, is so our dealership is in Mississippi. So we get, and we're very close to the border of Tennessee. Well, residents of Mississippi, they get their own tags. So no big deal there. Tennessee, well, Shelby County, I guess, the county gets their tags. But in order to get your tags, you need 2 proofs of residence to get your tag. I don't know if just other dealers just deal with it afterwards. We like to deal with it at the time of you signing the deal and everything else. So, not necessarily bring it with you like as in a printed copy. Have a way to access your proof of residence. So, some things that work for proof of residence, I'm going to hit the major ones. And it goes for banks as well. That's another thing you need to bring. Sometimes the bank will make you prove where you live.
Yep.
Pay stub, bank statement, utility bill, phone bill, credit card statement, registration of your previous car, so you're trading something in.
Driver's license.
Driver's license can work as a proof of residence, but one of them
has to match.
Has to match the address that is on the
where you're living.
Yep, where you're living, and the one that's on the deal. Those are probably the main ones. I'm sure we're missing a lease. Leases are hit or miss. Use that as last resort, but it will work in some cases.
I thought you said my sister's name, Elise.
A space lease.
Yeah, no, I caught that, but you were like, Elise. I'm like,
hey, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to my sister.
To Duck's sister.
That's so funny.
But that's the thing I honestly run in, and it's like Duck said, not necessarily printing them out, but have a way to email something like that. You probably cut an hour.
Oh yeah.
Like I know one time I spent 2.5 hours getting all this stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
for a customer, and they ended up spending like 5 hours at the dealership when it didn't take us long to pick the car out that they liked. Didn't take us long to get it approved by the bank. Just those, they call them stipulations. The
Yep.
bank has stipulations and stuff we have to prove. That is the longest step, honestly, of the process. It can be the longest step.
Yeah, it can be. I've had similar situations. I had a awesome older couple. They were absolutely lovely, and but because they were older, and so this was a huge struggle. They didn't know how to log on to anything. We couldn't.
Oh man,
I couldn't get their gas bill, their light bill, their proof of insurance, they wanted their proof of income, and man, that was rough.
Yeah.
And then I've had other people where it was like, we're just trying to get insurance.
yeah.
And that can take a lot of time too. Something else that you should have, a checkbook. And I say that you might not need it.
I don't have checks.
You should get checks. You should have a checkbook because you can't swipe your card for X amount of money.
You can let your bank know though.
Yeah, but what happens when your bank's closed and we're trying to do a deal? You know what I'm
True.
saying? So I have a checkbook, and it's awesome because when you do buy an apartment, a house, a car, or you got to fill out a blank one to get your direct deposit into your bank. Checkbooks help out a ton, and I've ran into situations where people, I forgot my checkbook at the house, because a lot of banks will not take a credit card as a form of down payment because you can't use debt to purchase debt. And then, yeah, your debit card is going to have some type of limit on there. And also what's the amount?
There's a daily spending limit.
Well, not that. I'm talking about where you get charged a fee.
Every dealership I think is different, but I think the average is is $5,000.
Around $5,000. So if you're doing $10,000 down and you swipe your card for that, after $5,000, there's a fee tacked on there. So you're actually going to end up paying more. And that's because all these card machine companies charge fees for you to swipe it. That's why cash is still kind of king, because you can avoid all that. But having a checkbook, that's going to help you and possibly help speed up the process for the down payment.
Mm-hmm. Another thing I want to add that I've ran into a few times. Every situation is different. Every person is different.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, well, I have great credit. Awesome. You still may be hit from the bank with having to prove something.
That's true.
I had like a 7-something come in the other day, and she had a couple loans in her name, and she still had to prove her income just to make sure. So
yeah.
Just because you think you have good credit, still have this stuff available.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never truly know what the bank is going to say, and sometimes they throw some off the wall stuff.
Sometimes they're smoking something.
Yeah, sometimes they're on drugs as well. But especially if you don't know what your credit score is, I would just have all that stuff handy. Honestly,
just be prepared. It's going to make it smooth, and you might not need one thing.
Yeah, but you have access to it.
But you have access to it, or you have it with you. And if your car is paid off and you're trading,
go ahead and
get your title, because you don't want to pay for a lost title.
But don't sign it.
Yeah, don't sign it. Just bring it up here.
Yep, just bring it with you. Don't sign it.
Yeah.
I mean, having all that stuff prepared, that probably save an hour on average.
It could save, 30 minutes to 2 hours, really.
Yeah.
Kind of just not having to track anything down, and then we also don't have to come bug you after you purchase your car.
Absolutely.
You leave, everything's going to go smooth. You get to just enjoy. You don't have to worry about us. Oh, hey, by the way, you still haven't gave me this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have to come hunt you down for it.
And you just want a call from your salesperson checking in on you, saying, hey, how you doing? I hope you're loving the car. Any questions? Yep. That should be the only, with you being prepared, that should be the only thing they should have to call you for.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode.
Oh wait,
I forgot.
housekeeping stuff.
Absolutely.
Housekeeping stuff. So, first off, thank everyone who
Yes,
tunes
thank you
in,
so much.
that watched, that's been interacting. Twitter, or not Twitter,
TikTok.
TikTok's been kind of blowing up lately on these, and so we've been seeing a lot of traction there, which is a lot of fun. So thank all of you.
Thank you so much.
Continue to commenting.
Well, hard. I think
Yeah,
I did that right.
keep commenting. If there's anything you'd like for us to address about the car buying experience, the car market, or if there's a food you want us, whatever, we're open to doing almost anything.
Like I said, we'll go back to the first episode. The only thing we will not talk about is politics and religion.
We want to talk about religion?
No, we can talk about religion. Politics is probably. I think politics is the only one thing we won't talk about.
I don't want to get into the ticks of politics.
Yeah, politics are. We ain't talking about it. Don't care how many times you ask. Don't care how much you pay us.
Yeah. Oh no, you might be able to pay me to talk about it. Just comment below. Give me a prize.
Anyways, that's gonna do it for this episode of Two Peas in a Car podcast. Like I said, we appreciate you guys tuning in every week. Thank you so much. Really means a lot. I mean, we are open for suggestions, guys and girls. If there's a suggestion you have that we can make this thing better, if you'd like us to start releasing on a different day, comment down below. Let us know.
Yeah, what works.
We're
best
human
for you.
beings too. We're human beings too. But we'll see you next week. Y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful week. See ya.